Why does Lola Tung look so effortlessly cool in these teen Vogue photos? It's because she is breaking some beauty rules while also following and honoring others so that this bold editorial look comes across as really soft, fresh, and effortless. Let's break that down. So Lola Tung has really dominant ingenue essence. Anybody who's been following my Kitchener style essence journey is familiar with this term, but if you're new, essentially an ingenue essence is someone who comes across immediately as seeming sweet, innocent, maybe a touch childish. They're likely to be carded well into their 20s and maybe even their 30s, and it totally explains her casting in The Summer I Turned Pretty. And yes, I am loving this series, where in this role as Belly, she plays somebody that's on the cusp of adulthood who still has a lot of strong ties to her childhood and is really navigating that friction throughout the series. She's also perfect for the romantic lead in a teen show because of this essence. And Lola looks so at home in ingenue styles, and really any setting or styling that evokes this fresh innocence. In The Summer I Turned Pretty, it's like those blue hydrangeas that are often in the backdrop are like an extension of her and her innocence. And it's literally the backdrop of her character's romanticized childhood. So the beauty rules say that Lola should be avoiding dramatic styles. They're kind of at the end of the spectrum. So think of things that are bold and dark and editorial, angular lines, bold makeup, all that kind of stuff. So why is this teen Vogue shoot so impactful? It's because the stylist used elements of Lola's essence to complement and contrast with that really bold editorial lip. So this would be a totally different look and image if they styled her in a smoky eye, a leather jacket to pair with that dark lip. It would maybe feel a little bit more performative. It's not to say that it wouldn't be an amazing look too. It just means it would feel a bit less effortless. And that's the kind of key word we're looking for when we're playing with different styles. So that effortlessness comes with honoring some of her natural features. So the ingenue definitely comes in with that soft petal pink eyeshadow that's really light and softly blended. And generally the look is very clean and classic rather than say like grungy. And then her shirt has a really soft feminine feel to it. There's these ruffles and light flowiness to it, and that contrasts with that dark lip. And so that's how it creates this just general effect of it all working and why she just looks so dang cool. I was really inspired to talk about this a little bit because I did have someone leave a comment recently that they're like, I hate that I'm an ingenue. And I was thinking about how you can use your essence and essentially harness aspects of it to subvert it and provide contrast and play with different styles. So that's what I want to do today. I want to create a look that's very similar to Lola's and honoring my style essences, which are ethereal, romantic, and natural. And there are some similarities with that in ingenue in that generally honoring a bit more softness can be helpful for my looks to feel effortless rather than like angular lines and too much competing with each other on my face. I'm excited to try this because I've kind of been gravitating away from bolder styles, especially like really bold vampy lips. And I want to find a way where I can bring that back into my style and have it feel really wearable so that I can feel really confident in it. And I use quotation marks around rules a lot of the time because none of this is to say that you can't do anything you don't want to do. Style is so flexible and self-expressive and so unique to you. But sometimes people find rules really help them. I certainly have. And they can help you harness looks so that when you're playing against some of your natural features, you can make it feel really effortless to you. Again, keyword effortless. So that's the plan for my makeup today. Keep on watching if you want to see the makeup look come together. First and foremost, I am starting with the boldest element of this look. As someone who does not have dramatic essence, I'm going to start with that most dramatic feature so then I can tailor the rest of the look around it and make sure everything's complementing it in a way that feels natural to me. I do have foundation on already and brows because really nothing new to see here. I just want to get right into the main look. So this is the shade Nancy from Cosmic Brushes. Yes, think of Nancy from The Craft with her really, really bold lipstick. And this is a pretty dark lipstick, kind of outside my comfort zone these days. It actually looks like quite a nice dupe for whatever Lola's wearing. And then I'm going to take a lip brush to finesse it. All right, she's bold, she's dark. Off the bat, what I want to do to start to accommodate this is add some warmth. So this is a little bit more color seasons oriented, but I do find things that lean a little bit more warm tend to suit me better. And this is quite cool. It's like a really deep purple. And that's probably why it really suits Lola too. She seems to have a cool undertone. So that's one way that this look is working for her. But I'm going to add some warmth to start to also honor my natural essence. So I'm just going in with a cream bronzer. And it's not that I need to look super sun-kissed necessarily, but just starting to bring something else to the face so that it's not just like this stark, really cool, really dark lip against my skin. Not to mention it's summer and the rest of my body is quite a bit darker than my face right now. Now I am going to add a little bit of blush to the cheeks. A soft pink, I think. Something a little bit peachier than Lola, who seems to have a very cool pink happening. And this will lean into my romantic essence with that flush to the cheeks. And then just start to add more life to the face. I'm going to place that a little bit higher than I sometimes do. I find with any kind of editorial elements in my look, a little bit of a higher blush placement works. You know what, I think I'm actually gonna bring this blush almost up to the temple. I don't often do that, but it's going to create a little bit more soft blending that will help honor the softness in my features to play against, again, the boldness here. I'm also gonna try out some pink eyeshadow to play against this lip. So I'm using the Huda Rose Quartz palette and going in with this ultra baby pink to start. Lola mostly has the eyeshadow placed here, more of the depth, but that never suits me, so I'm going to focus it more on the outside of the eyelid. Now off the bat, that pink is feeling pretty cool toned in contrast to the warmer pink here, which is fine and can totally be an effect, but I want to add a little bit more warmth to it. So I feel like this pink right here, which has a little bit of shimmer to it, it's a little bit warmer, so I'm going to add that into the mix and maybe even a little bit of this. I'm going to continue building up the pigment right here. And I'm just continuing to use a fluffy brush that's going to create just a really soft blend. Rather than focusing too much color in one spot, it's just about a little wash of these pink tones. Now to honor my ethereal essence, I'm going to add a little bit of sheen and highlight. And I do think Lola has little bits of highlight, like potentially at her inner corner and stuff. So I'm going to go in with Self-Love down here. Seems like a kind of pinky gold shimmer. Hard to say. There's a couple things happening in that shimmer there. This will add some levity to the eyeshadow look. Already that little bit of shine on the lid just somehow brought the look forward a little bit to me. A lot of you know with my ethereal looks, I like to add shimmer here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. The shimmer isn't too sparkly, but it's enough to add a little bit of nice reflect. And then taking this highlighter, and I'm gonna get some highlight on the cheekbone. I don't think she has any highlight on the cheekbone, but I want it. So at this point, I kind of have the base of the look done, and it is feeling kind of intense to me. Feel free to disagree on the other end of the screen there, but right now I'm like, ugh, lots of makeup. So there's some things I can do now to hopefully start to get it into a place that feels like the look is very intentional. I am going to powder down the face simply because it's just going to help clean up the look, make it look a little bit more polished. Sometimes if there's like too much reflect maybe happening at the center, it can look a little greasy or something. And powder helps everything blend together. Then I'm going to take a dark brown liner. This is Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever. I'm going to put that in the lower waterline. I do like that she has that because it balances the lip with the eyes, and that can be a nice detail to tie things in together. So just a little bit of that. This liner has a touch of warmth to it, so I'm actually going to put this on hold to the side because I might want to pick it back up to add some warmth to the lip after I do the mascara because, as I said, this is a bit cool tone for me, but we'll see. We'll see. Lashes are really going to help this. They often do. So I'm just going to curl mine. Although it kind of looks more interesting and alien if you skip the lashes. But for more wearability, I find lashes can help bring things together. So I'm going in with a volumizing mascara first, and then a lengthening mascara to finesse that. A lengthening tubing mascara. I always like adding mascara to the lower lash line personally. Okay, lashes are done, and I did end up putting on a little half lash. These are the MAC Free Spirit Lash. And the reason I like to do that sometimes with looks is if there's anything that I feel is closing off the eye, like a darker waterline, I do like to get that little bit of extension at the end of the eye to open it up. That's a personal preference more than anything, but sometimes you might want to think about those things if you prefer how your eyes look maybe more wide open. This is not quite done. I want to do a couple little finesses to help it bring it even more towards something that feels right for me. And then let's see about accessories and hair and everything after. Now I do want to add a little bit of that liner to the lip. I just want to see if it's going to make any kind of difference. Sometimes makeup is just experimenting, right? Trying new things. I do like that this is helping hold the structure of the dark lip better. It's very subtle, but I quite like how that cleaned it up a little bit. I'm going to pop off camera, see if I could find a couple accessories that might elevate this to an effortless editorial look for me. So I'm going to do that, and I will be one moment. Okay, I am back after some styling for the look. I put my hair back the same way she did because I think it really highlights the lip. And somehow when your hair's back, like there's something about it that makes editorial looks feel more casual. I don't know, something about it. It just lets this be the focus, makes it seem like it's a very intentional choice. Now, I was on the fence about some earrings, but I ended up going with these very ethereal but kind of boho earrings, very sparkly. I feel like they add a really kind of unique point of interest and kind of make the look feel, again, more intentional. And then a blousey kind of sheer thing similar to what she has on, but a little bit more of a warm color. Then a little boho kind of ring here that's more natural essence. The overall effect, like, well, this isn't my everyday style and not necessarily something I'm going to go out with as dark of a lip. Although I'm saying that now, I might look back on this footage and be like, actually, that's really, really cool. I do feel like this look is now a lot more, gives like a very intentional, effortless feeling than it did when I was just doing the makeup and say just trying to exactly mimic what Lola had for her shoot. I honored my own features in different but similar ways, and I think it's gonna take a really great photo. The same way Lola took this really fabulous photo, I feel pretty confident I'm gonna get something really interesting from this. And it's gonna look like every detail was part of the look and part of creating something that's something more stylized, but that honors my essences, but also breaks the rules. And everyone has different tastes, right? For some people, a look like this will be very wearable and something they'd wear every day, no problem. Lately, I gravitate away from these more, bold, dark lips, but I'm feeling like it feels really fun with these more ethereal details and natural details to soften it for me. And I hope you liked this chat today and this little bit of a diversion from honoring essences and talking instead about how you can break the rules. So always have fun with your experimenting. Remember, makeup always washes off. You can always have fun at the end of the day, and you may end up finding you really love something you didn't think you would. So that's it for today. Toasty, let's take it away. Thanks so much to everybody for watching until the end. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content. And if you want to help support the channel even more, you can subscribe to my Patreon, link down below. There we do some monthly makeup rituals as well as other behind the scenes content. And I share my mood boards and other behind the scenes stuff there. So definitely check that out. I'd really appreciate it. And all the support means the world. And until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, witches. Toast, why are you so cute? Such an ingenue. Such an ingenue.